Martin Lawrenson was used to being called the lucky guy. At 23, this compassionate counselor for troubled teens had survived two deadly disasters that killed dozens. The first was a plane crash where Martin was the sole survivor, walking away with barely a scratch. The second was an explosion in a subway station. Again, Martin emerged unscathed while others perished around him. Everyone chalked it up to luck, but federal agents Thompson and Rivera weren't so sure. They had arranged to meet with Martin today, convinced there was something deeper at play. Martin sat in a small, dimly lit room across from the two agents. Despite his youthful appearance and outgoing personality, he seemed oddly calm for someone who had defied death twice. The agents were determined to understand what lay behind these miraculous escapes. Martin, on the other hand, was ready to reveal his secret. "Let's start with the plane crash," Thompson said, leaning forward. Martin took a deep breath and began recounting that fateful day. He described how everything seemed normal until turbulence hit, and suddenly the plane plummeted. People were screaming, chaos everywhere, he said. But for me, it was different. I knew it wasn't my time. The agents exchanged a glance. "What do you mean you knew?" Rivera asked. Martin hesitated, then spoke. "I didn't just feel lucky. I had this sense. As the plane went down, I felt like something or someone was protecting me. Not just instinct, but certainty. I knew I would survive, and I knew where to be when the crash happened. It was like I was guided." Thompson's brow furrowed. "That's not just luck," he muttered. Next, the agents pressed Martin about the subway explosion. He recounted how he had been waiting for a train when he felt a sudden surge of dread, like an invisible hand was gripping his chest. "I knew something was coming," Martin said quietly. "I just didn't know what." Moments later, the explosion ripped through the station, but Martin had already moved to a safer spot. Everyone around him was killed. Again, Martin had emerged untouched. "Twice?" Rivera asked, incredulous. "You're saying you had a sense both times?" "Yes," Martin admitted. "I can't explain it. I don't know why it happens, but I've always had this feeling, a warning before something terrible happens. It's been like that my whole life, though these disasters were the worst examples." Thompson leaned in, his eyes sharp. "This isn't normal, Martin. What aren't you telling us?" Martin looked down at his hands, his calm demeanor slipping. "It's not luck," he finally confessed. "I inherited something. A gift, or maybe a curse.